Steve for inviting me for the last 2 years to come up to Canada. I always have a great time. People are beautiful. Scenery is beautiful, of course. And he invited me to bring my rubber telly this time. There's only one of them on the planet. I guess it's over 30 years old now. I started conceiving of doing this over 30 years ago. Having been a guitarist for about 15 years, at about that time, I wanted to try to come up with a vehicle that would be almost like the polarity of my good old standard instrument. So I bought this Telecaster years ago in hopes of trying to learn how to play country and western music. You know, to diversify, to be this studio cat, you know, dip into everything. So I bought this guy, brand new, and people would probably say, "You gotta be kidding me, that's worth so much money." But anyway, it's a long story. So I bought it, and I was putting on new strings, and as I was putting on the new strings, I was holding sort of viola da gamba fashion between my legs, and it would loose, and the amplifier happened to be on, and I was making these incredibly rubbery kinds of sounds, almost like gutturals, almost like animals. I said, wow, that's beautiful. At the time, I was studying with some avantists at the time, people who were into avant improvisation. I was a bebopper at the time. I was a straight up and down mainstream jazz player, but I'd like to explore some other things. So I said, this is great. I got to bring this to the next session we do with these guys. And it worked out perfect. It worked great. It's a guilt-free instrument. In other words, there's only one on the planet, so I have no one to compare myself to. You know, so I'm an expert at it. I'm a total idiot at it at the same time. So there's no shoulds or coulds with it, so it's great. I've used it for so many things. In fact, there's a video out now called Heavy Rubber, which is a documentary of the last 30 years of the life of the rubber telly. I do theater works with it. I do pieces, for example. I tried to convince Steve for me to do it. I'm glad I didn't do it because there'd be paint all over the place. I produce these murals with it, produce paintings, papers pulled through. I do all this really pretty exciting theater stuff. I'm going to do a couple of mild pieces for you now. And the reason I do these two pieces sometimes to sort of like first-time rubber telliers. And after you've officially seen Rubber Telly live, you'll all be official rubberheads, which is kind of exciting in itself. But anyway, this first piece, we'll look at the Rubber Telly in just one angle of it, in more of its commercial angle, I guess you could say. This is really funny because I guess Steve was talking about he wrote a piece for someone named C Sharp. This piece was actually written for someone named D Sharp, believe it or not. He was a great percussionist, drummer, died too early. He played with Carla Bley for years. Amazing drummer, did lots of different kinds of things. Very inspiring, one of my teachers. This is dedicated to him. And whenever I play this, it's called Brother Sharp, by the way. And whenever I play this piece, I really feel his energy, like right now. I call upon him because he was such a great, energetic guy, and he helps me play the piece. So it becomes quite an effortless kind of a thing. I hope you enjoy Brother Sharp. Thank you. That's one face of Robitelli, physical face.